Today we are making this beautiful rose full pleated turban. This design comes in two, okay, the base and the rose. So we are going to begin with the pleated or the base before we tackle the rose. So please, materials needed are lycra fabric. You will need your tape measure, your scissors, your thread and needle, and then pins, tailor's chalk. So here is the measurement. We are going to use 26 inches length by 24 inches width, 26 by 24. And after you have gotten your 26 by 24, you are going to take 1.5 inch throughout on your fabric. So the length side, which is the 26, that is where you are going to measure your 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 so you get to the very end. After getting this, we are sending it to our machine to stitch on the line that you have drawn, okay, the 1.5, 1.5. You are going to stitch a tiny of it, just on the same line. After doing it, you have to get something like this, okay? So look at how I am doing the last one. We are done with it. It came out so beautiful, and look at how neat it is. Now we are going to measure our band, okay? We are going to use 14 inches length by 4 width in two places. 14 by 4 in two places. We are going to attach our band to it. Before then, we have to take a notch at the middle of our base. So please, the center of your base, make a notch. We are now going to fix the band on it to get a very neat work. To fix your band at where the notch is, you are going to fold the 4 inches width by the 40 inches in two. Fold them into two. And after you folded them, this how it looks like, and you are going to cross or put the other one on it. Both should face where the folded edges, and then you place it at where your notch is, okay? Make sure that the V shape or the band is exactly where the notch is on the base. So after doing that, you want to pin your work or your band attached to your base. So that's the pinning part of the project. Then quickly we want to go to our sewing machine to sew it. When you are sewing the band attached to your base, kindly use only 1/2 inch to sew, okay? And when you get to where the V shape is, you make sure that your V shape is well intact. Please look at how I do. You see, when I got there, I have rechecked to make sure that it is well lined or it is arranged well. So that is that. As for this place, you take note of it, okay? And you continue with your stitching till you get to the end. After sewing, we are going to remove our pins out of the work. So this is how yours too should look like as well. Now let's cut off the excess material from that V shape. Okay, let's take it off nicely. Doing that to make that place relax. You want a very neat work, as I always patronize neat work. Yes, so after we've gotten our neat work done, we are going to fold our base into two. We are going to now measure the head circumference of the person, the head circumference you are working with. This is where you are going to input your measurements. Getting your measurements. After you've gotten your measurements, you are going to divide that measurement into two, because we have what, divided or folded our base into two. So in this video, you saw that the dummy head circumference was 22, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. You are going to put that 11 on your base or on the band of your measurements on the material. So this is what I've done. My 11 inches circumference has been input on the distance. Now we are going to sew from that place to the very end, around all the turban or the base. You are going to sew all of it to the very end. So that is that, or that's what I am doing now. We are done sewing it. Now let's cut off the excess fabric at the end of it. We don't want a bulky work. So here I have decided to cut it. That is it, at the side of it. If you have overlock, you can lock the edges neatly. Time for us to gather. To gather, we are going to gather from where the V shape band starts from. You are going to take it on the very beginning of that first line. Okay, so please, you take or gather on the line or the 1.5 that you have sewn. 1.5 that you have sewn, that like that. You want a very neat work, so please, that's how you should do it. You take it, you take it, you take it, you take it, you take it that way, so you get to the end. Make sure that your gathers is also very straight. Okay, if you don't know or your eyes cannot gauge it, kindly use tailor's chalk to mark it, so that you can use your needle and your thread to take it on that same line for you to get straight girders, because you want everything to be at the middle point of your base. So we are done. You make sure that after you've gotten this, you are going to arrange your pleats, okay, what you have gathered. Arrange your fabric nicely and secure it as I'm doing. After you have secured it, please send your thread or your needle inside the rough place or the wrong part of your base, so that all the rough work will be inside but not to show outside of your turban. We are done, and look at what we've gotten. Now bring it back and let's get that from the wrong side, or the the side of your base. Okay, this is the side. Please, together from your side, don't start from your band, start before your band. Okay, start from where your band end. So you gather and make sure that as you are gathering this part too, it only end at the end of it. Don't send it to the other side, just at the back of your turban base or turban. So that is that you secure that one too very strongly, because you don't want the thread to pull out when your clients or your customer wears it. We are through with our base. So this is the final look. Let me put it on the dummy for you to see how beautiful our work came out. That is that. Now let's go to the rose. To do your rose flower, you are going to measure 9 inches width, okay, the shortest part, and the length is 60 inches. So here is 30 in fold on fold, okay, 30 on fold. So when you open it, it will be 60, because the table is not that long for me to show. That's why I measure it this way for you to know. So now you are going to fold it into two. Fold your 9 inches into two and get your thread and your needle ready for us to do our beautiful flower, rose flower. So this your thread and needle, you are going to start gathering from the beginning of the rough edges of your rose, okay, or the 9 inches width that you have folded. That's where you are going to start. It's clearly in the video, so please, that is that. So please, you arrange your rows or what you've gathered nicely like this and form the rows. So after you want to form the flower rows, you are going to just do it 1 2, okay, and then the last one will be the one under it. Then you use your thread and needle to tag them and make sure that it is nice or neat, okay. You tag them together, because if not, that it will remove again. So you use your thread and needle to tag them together from the first, second and third, okay. So look at what I am doing. I want to make sure that all the three are well tagged and then they are together. So I sent the last one at the back of it and then I tied it. Now you are going to position where you want your rose flower to be. You are going to position it. So here, test, just check them. You check, you do it again, and then you rotate it as you want it until you are satisfied with the position of where your rose flower should be. Get your glue gun ready, or your glue ready for attachment of your rose flower. So I've gotten my hot glue gun over here. I'm going to I'm putting it on my flower where the rough edges is. Okay, where the rough edges is. Put it on your position or the place you want, and then make sure you press it very well. And this is how it's supposed to look like. You want to use the glue because you want that place not to fall off when you are attacking them with your thread and needle. So now you want to re-go in with your thread and needle again to make sure that both the base and then the flower is together. So you take your thread and your needle inside the base or your turban, and then you send it up to the flower. Make sure your thread does not show outside. Okay, all rough edges should be inside your turban or your base. I beg you.